The following is intended for mature audiences only. Discretion is advised.
Hi, and welcome to the Edinburgh Fringe edition of We're Done Here podcast. As you know, We're Done Here podcast is an emotional wellness comedy podcast, and we're usually in a studio in New York, but today I'm in beautiful Scotland because all us comedians, we're here for the world's largest comedy festival or art festival, whatever. You can look it up yourself. But anyway, I'm gonna be third pausing or whatever it's called, different comedians. So we're interviewing 4 today, and our first comedian today is Blair.
Hello.
I wanted to say Witch Project, but what's your last name?
Dawson.
Blair Dawson, not Witch Project. Okay, great.
Yes.
So Blair, tell us why you're at the Fringe.
I'm at the Fringe to do a stand-up comedy showcase called Bodega Bonnies.
Oh, okay.
So we're bringing New York comedy to Fringe.
Oh, I love that. I'm doing that too, though.
Yes.
See, we all doing that. We need to stop doing that.
Right. Do one show.
Yeah, and then is this your first time at the Fringe?
Yeah, it's my first time in Scotland.
Okay.
First time at Fringe.
Samesies.
Yes.
Are you excited or like?
Yeah, I am excited. So far, so good. It feels like theater camp on steroids.
It is like theater camp on steroids.
Yeah.
It really is.
Plus the Olympics.
Yeah, plus the Olympics. And like, where do you usually perform in New York City?
In New York City, I usually perform at Union Hall, Littlefield, the more like independent Brooklyn venues.
Okay, got it. The indie scene.
Yeah.
Loves it. So today, your topic is really interesting because it's about anxiety, but there's a gag reflex. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so my anxiety is special because it takes the form of a gag reflex.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, so anytime I get really nervous or anxious, my throat starts to close.
Oh.
So it became a huge problem when I started stand-up because my biggest fear was stage fright.
Okay, yeah, I can see
So yeah, I was like, I love stand-up. I'm not gonna let this stop me. But the first 50 open mics I ever did, I would like hide in the bathroom and just like be in the mirror, like dry heaving until they called my name.
So when did this start for you?
Honestly, when I didn't realize that I had it until I started stand-up.
So stand-up, you should never start it.
Yeah. Facing my fears.
So it never happened before that? You never like dry heat? You never got that nervous?
No. I mean, I definitely was like a clencher. Like I feel like in college, I had really bad anxiety. I thought like, I almost think I had like agoraphobia. I thought like the sun was gonna swallow me and I would like clench my teeth.
Wait, what's agoraphobia? I never even heard of that.
Agoraphobia is like the fear of the outside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't like going outside in the nature.
I've gotten over it. I think shrooms really help.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't like the outside neither though, but I guess we are in the park. Okay, got it.
I've gotten over agoraphobia, but still in my most recent breakup, the gag reflex turned into gag to vomit. So
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically when people started asking me about what had happened, I would start dry heaving and I did for the first time vomit.
Got it. That's so crazy. So how are you managing that? Because we're at Fringe. Just to let the audience know, Fringe is crazy. We're here for 25 days.
Yeah.
Well, are you doing, well, it doesn't really matter, but basically you're performing every day. There's, I don't know, over 3,000 shows. There's tons of audience members. We're in a different country. They have no idea. So how are you managing that?
Managing anxiety, definitely I'm going home to my sublet by myself. Okay. Having downtime and watching ASMR tarot.
Oh, wow. What is that?
It's basically, you're just getting a tarot reading, but it's in soft whispering voices.
Oh, wait, we gotta talk about that after.
Yeah.
I wanna do that too. So you started your first 50 open mics, you started dry heaving.
Yes.
Right, and all that stuff. So when did it stop?
I think I kind of like beat it out of me just through repetition.
Okay.
So when I first started comedy, was like grinding so hard. I was doing like 20 sets a week because I was like, if I skip a day, I'm going to redevelop stage fright.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
And New York City has probably the worst open mics in the world.
They do.
Yeah.
And I started in the Manhattan scene where it was a little more harsh, especially I just was the one woman out of 30 at an open mic where people were angry.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. So when's the last time you dry heaved? But on purpose, because sometimes you could dry heave and you're doing something fun.
Yeah. Well, last week if it was fun, but otherwise I would say I think the last time I dry heaved was maybe for an important show, but I actually got a beta blocker. I got it prescribed to me, so that actually helps a ton.
Oh, okay, great. What's a beta blocker?
It basically slows down your heart rate.
So you can be relaxed.
Yes.
Got it. So that's a tip for anxiety. What other ways do you deal with your anxiety?
Meditation. I do a group meditation. I rock climb.
Okay, cool.
So definitely exercise, getting outside, making sure that I'm connecting with people and not self-isolating.
Okay, that makes sense. Because you understand this is the manifestation of your anxiety. You understand that, right? The dry heaving?
Yeah.
Got it.
So it's the dry heaving stops if I'm managing the anxiety.
Got it. Well, that's kind of cool. Does your anxiety manifest in any other way? Or is this the only way you've seen it so far?
I have IBS.
Me too.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that the anxiety or some shit I ate? I don't know. But
I think every comedian has IBS.
Oh, do we all? Our stomachs are fucked up, right?
Yeah, we have bad digestion.
Yeah, really bad. Honestly.
Yeah.
So crazy. But
I've heard, my ex-boyfriend was a doctor and he was like, IBS isn't real. It's like a mental illness.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, how many mental illnesses do I have now? God.
You're in good company.
Yeah, it's totally okay. We're all fucked up.
Yeah.
So anyway, what are you looking forward to this Fringe?
I'm looking forward to making out with a Scottish person. That would be fun.
I've not done that yet.
Yes. Well, you were telling me you went on a date with a sorcerer.
The warlock man.
Yes.
He was Italian, but I don't know. He was a warlock, yeah.
And he wasn't a hot enough warlock to...
He was cute. He was 6'5".
Okay.
Yeah. So he was cute, a good looking warlock when he put his hair up. It was like, your hair too long, warlock man.
Yeah.
But I haven't made out with a Scottish man yet.
Yeah. I feel like I've been too tired to go out past midnight, but I feel like I want one big going out night, one big party night.
No, I'm going to wish that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Blair.
Thank you.
Yay. Hi, I'm here with my next guest on We're Done Here, Simon J. Yay! So Simon is from here. He's from the motherland.
Well, not quite. I'm from England originally, but now I live in Scotland. I lived in Scotland for 7 years.
Okay, but he got an accent. Wait, is that your pronoun? I don't want to assume.
Anything's fine.
Okay, great. All right, but English.
Yeah.
So explain. All right, so this is what I'm confused about. I know Scotland's a part of the United Kingdom,
yes.
But I know there's a whole. What happened? It's a territory.
What, do you want it to in 30 seconds? The history of Scotland. Basically, we're the UK is 4 voluntary nations that are together. Voluntary. We've heard that before. But Scotland is its own country, and we have our own parliament, and we have our own legislature. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought, because sometimes when I'm in comedy shows and I say things, people are looking at me. I just want to make sure I got it right.
Yeah.
But yeah, one big United Kingdom. Great. So Simon, you're a comedian here. You're also an editor. Tell us about how you got into this crazy Fringe game.
Right, so I've been coming up to the Fringe since 2011 as a performer. And I've done all sorts of shows. I played Donald Trump for 3 years in a Fringe show called Trumpageddon.
Oh my God.
And I actually played him when he wasn't even the nominee for the Republican in 2016.
Wow.
So I'd already got the show ready, because everyone, I was going to do it about Hillary Clinton. And they went, no, it's going to be Donald Trump as the nominee. And I'm like, no, it's not. So in 2016, I brought that up, and then I sold out before I even got here.
Oh, wow.
Did that for 3 years, went to Australia with it, went around the UK with it. And then I had to stop doing it because actually playing Donald Trump makes you feel physically ill.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And oh my God, the last year I did it, I was in the Gilded Balloon, and I came out and the Soweto Black Voice Choir were on after me, and I had to stand as Donald Trump amongst this choir, and they're all like, hey, and I'm like, I'm nothing like him, honestly. It's like dressing up as Hitler, it's awful. Anyway,
that's
so
true.
I stopped that, and then last year I did stand-up for the first time, did a stand-up show called Perma Crisis, and it was all about how, because I'm late diagnosed autistic, and since my diagnosis, I've felt so good and so calm all the time, whereas all my friends are despairing at the state of the world. So it was all about how great I felt, while everyone else felt terrible.
I love love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So that brings us to your topic, which is autism. And it's interesting. This season we had something called Black Girl Autism, like when we talked to black women, a black woman that had autism. But we'd love to get the white male perspective.
Oh yeah, because that's so underrepresented, isn't it? No one talks about the white male autism ever. Yes. Well, I'll segue into actually what I want to hear about Black Girl Autism, because I set up a website in 2022 called Neurodiverse Review to champion disabled and neurodiverse-led work, because there's never been anything like that at the Fringe or any Fringe. Wow. And I started as a Facebook page in 2022, and within days I had hundreds and hundreds of messages saying, come and see my show, come and see my show. And will this come out before the Fringe ends?
I'm not sure.
All right, well then, don't worry about it. Next year, 2025. But yeah, that's so I want to hear actually more representative stories and see them. So
I love that.
An interview where I'm not. It's not self-promotion this time. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So when did you know when were you diagnosed with autism?
Well, in the middle of 2021.
Wow,
yeah.
Why did it take so, did you just live your whole life?
I lived my whole life autistic, and actually everyone, my partner, my family, friends all went, do you think you might be autistic? And I was like, no. Because I thought autism was this very specific thing, which we're taught, especially I'm 36, so when I was young, it was just, bad behaviour or extreme cases, and I didn't know anything about it. And then one day it just clicked. I was in a really bad place mentally, and I was like just on my lowest ebb, and my partner said for the 100th time, do you think you might be autistic? And I went, yes. And I looked into it, I read so much about it. I mean, it's sort of coincided with a really good self-advocate community, like the Actually Autistic community online. And I learned so much from other autistic people. Don't listen to clinicians. Listen to actual people.
Yes.
Yeah.
When did you notice that you might be autistic? What were the signs?
Well, I've always struggled with loads of things. I mean, the way I look at disability, and it's actually the social model, is that you're not disabled until you get into contact with the world. And so actually when I'm just living my life and at home, very happy and comfortable, but as soon as I get out and have to do things, and I realise that
it's like the social cues aren't cueing.
Yeah. And
it's a bit, I get that. So do you feel like this has impacted you in any way, or positively or negatively, as it relates to your art, or?
Oh, hugely positive. Hugely positive. It's been a great thing. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We're doing something to a tree.
I don't know. Okay, where do we start now?
Last question.
I
think you might want to wait for this.
Oh, okay, got it. Well, actually, I like the chaos.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
The chaos?
I think it's fine. I think it'll be good. Huh?
It won't come up on the microphone.
Okay, yeah, so I'm fine with it.
It's like an engine that is literally driving this direction.
I'll include it. Yeah. So that's interesting. So it impacts you until you kind of interact with the world. So today we're outside in the park.
Yeah.
There's crazy. I don't know.
This is fucking me up. Can I say fucking me up?
Yeah, you can curse on the podcast.
Yeah. This. It's just the mics aren't going to pick it up.
There's a man doing something.
Maybe that'll pick it up.
One says there's nothing wrong with her, but I never met a comedian that didn't have anything wrong with them.
Yeah. No, exactly.
I love it.
Well, that's the thing about how we're sort of moving into a new era, because it's the first era where people with writing about theory, disability theory, are actually disabled. It's a bit like, I liken it to, I did a MA in English literature all about autistic representation, and it's like, isn't it shocking that most science, to do something about women or race, all written by men, it's no experience. It's the same thing with disability.
Oh, that makes sense. So why are they always writing about everything?
Well, they decide, don't they? They decide what it is.
No, that's true.
That's why I was really thinking about the Black Girl Autism, because I think that will be.
Oh, you should. Did you watch the episode?
Send it to me. Yeah,
I'll send you the episode. It's my she talks about her experience and all that, and just Adria Cutright, who's a New York City comedian. We've actually not gotten into it, But she like, I don't know, it's just like when we were connecting, we were supposed to do a roast battle together. And it was really hard to like get questions. Like, it was just hard to coordinate with her.
Yeah.
And ended up being frustrated. Then she said something insulting to me, and I took it the wrong way. And then she's like, "Actually, I'm just having a hard time."
Yeah.
So it kind of like developed into this thing where she like, I have autism, and like I can't. It's hard for me to connect, or like it's hard for me to pick up on social cues.
I read the whole thing about like, being autistic whilst black, because there's this whole thing like, and it's happened in the UK, I'm sure it's happened in America lots.
Yeah.
Like if you have a black person acting anything outside of any behaviour, it calls, the authorities are alerted and they're like, oh, they're acting, oh, they're doing something.
Yeah, they killed a little autistic boy was shot.
Yeah.
It's like so very dangerous. So like if you're a black parent of an autistic kid, very dangerous to come in, because any erratic behavior, it could be very.
So there's like this intersecting privilege, which I find quite interesting, being an autistic editor and reviewer of the site, being very aware that how disabled people treat other disabled people and things like that. And it's so, anyway, are we back on? Are we on?
No, are we on? Okay, so we're going to
that was the best.
But that was good too. That was good too, though.
That was the best bit.
Yeah, that was really good.
That's
But
why, like, I was going to say, like, I can do a lot of posts on the editing.
But we'll go back into your life experience. So it helps you with your comedy. In your personal life, has being autistic impacted you in any way?
Well, being undiagnosed. Autistic messed me up royally. It's just things that I never understood, like sensory overwhelm, like noises.
Like noisy people.
Noises, so I'm a really social person. I really love being around people, but if there's like too many people, there's too much, it's the wrong kind of sound, I need to get out of there. Now when we, me and my partner Ben, we go to things, if I'm overwhelmed, I'm just going to go and sit on a sofa. And before I would do that, but I'd feel so guilty. I'd be like, oh, I'm really rude, I'm really antisocial, you must behave like this. Now I'm like, no, I'm going to do... And I'm so much more relaxed and so much more at ease with other people. I think that's the thing people think autistic people are like rude or they're not good at socializing. What the thing is just the conditions mean that our brains scramble. I mean, all autistic people are different. This is my experience.
Yeah.
So once my brain's calm, I can interact and do... I'm fine.
I love that. So it's almost like knowing is the self-acceptance and letting yourself be who you are.
But it took me a good couple of years.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that the diagnosis has helped you.
Yeah.
That's another thing I hear. People knowing why they are the way they are is really, really helpful.
And I would say that there's a lot of misinformation out there, and there's a lot of people that are really like shitty about self-diagnosis and things like that, which we shouldn't, because in the UK the waiting lists are like, for ADHD is 8 years.
Oh no.
And then the waiting list for autism, I don't know, but it's years as well.
Oh, that's crazy. You can just get diagnosed on the internet,
but I like there's a charity in Edinburgh, Number 6, that did my diagnosis, and I was so lucky. It took 6 months from beginning to end, and that's like a really, really super quick.
Oh wow, I'm so happy about that. Okay,
free bus pass.
What's the charity called again?
Number 6.
Okay, Number 6. If you in Scotland and you think you might have undiagnosed autism, Number 6.
I don't think they're doing referrals anymore.
Okay, sorry.
Number
6 is like, don't put me on this podcast. Don't worry. We only get like...
Sponsored by Number 6.
There's only a couple hundred of you that listen to this. So what are you looking forward to this Fringe?
Your show.
Woohoo! Yes, 3 Queens in New York. Yes, it's gonna be cute.
I was saying to Gabby, who you're going to be talking to after, I'm looking forward to those unexpected shows that you haven't heard anything about. You just wander into a pub and go up into the back room and you're like, where has this been all my life? That's what I'm looking forward to.
I love it. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Simon. We're done here.
Thanks.
Hi, we're here with our next guest, Lukas Arnold.
Hello.
Oh, AKA my African brother in the struggle. Yes. So Lukas, I know from New York City. He's a native like me, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Which I love that. And then Lukas, tell us how you got in comedy.
I got into comedy I was always interested in it, but I was way too scared to try it up until I was 24.
Really?
And that was when I started seeing a therapist and working through anxieties and stuff, and then I worked up the courage to try it.
Oh, that's so interesting. So actually working through something got you to try, to get you involved in something even more mentally ill.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love
that for you. You got it.
Okay, great. Love that. And then, then you started doing comedy like in Brooklyn and stuff like that, right? Or
yeah, I started just because like I only knew about like open mics and stuff in Manhattan mostly. Yeah. That was when and it was like right around March of 2020 that I started like delving into the Brooklyn scene, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then the pandemic hit. I was like, this is annoying.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that. And then you're also like a TikTok star.
Yeah, I mean, like I haven't been one for a minute. I mean, like I was initially. You started
in the pandemic. You was outside on TikTok.
I was
inside on TikTok.
Outside, inside, it's all metaphors.
You was outside on TikTok. Okay, love that. And then you just you're doing this season of Wild 'N Out, right?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm on it's airing right now, season 21.
Yay, love that for you. So and then you're doing a Fringe show. So tell us about that. Your Fringe show.
The Fringe show. It's a wonderful little split bill stand-up show. Me and my podcast co-host and friend Gabby Jordan Brown. We each do stand-up, but we also try to fix your life. So if you come and you have like an issue that you have going on, or honestly just even gossip you want to share, you can share it with us anonymously, or if you want to share you can, and we're gonna comment on it. We're gonna offer our insights, and we're gonna leave you worse than before. What? I didn't say that. No. We're gonna help you out. No, we're gonna help. We're gonna help. Yes.
I love that, Lucas. That's hilarious. So today we're going to talk about your topic, which is
death.
Oh, the way you said it, death. It's okay. So we've talked. This is a topic we've talked about before, as it relates to grief and things of this nature. But what death would you like to talk about?
Well, it's a weird thing where I've had a few different examples of it in my life, and it's represented a few different things. One, like my dad passed away 3 years ago, but also my grandmother passed away 2 years ago, and they both represent very different things. One was like a massive roller coaster, but one was actually a weird kind of relief.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain those two things?
Yeah, so like my dad got diagnosed with like stage 4 cancer like 6 months before he died. Oh. So it was a roller coaster, and it was fast. Yeah. But my grandmother had been suffering from Alzheimer's and then a stroke.
Oh no.
And so she was like she was just unable to take care of herself. My mom was her full-time carer. Yeah. And that was happening over many years, and she lived well into her 90s.
Oh wow.
And so like that was like a really long process, and then when she died, I felt really relieved, because it meant that like my mom could relax for the first time in a lot of years. So like, yeah, death is a very complicated thing.
Death is complicated, so it's funny that you say that, because sometimes I feel like when people die, especially if they're older, and the whole relief aspect, did you feel guilt about that, or did you just accept those feelings?
I think I accepted it. It's also because I had time to prepare and understand how I knew I was going to feel.
Got it. Okay.
Because I had a lot of time to understand how I felt about her just still being alive. And I loved her. I never wanted anything to happen. And I knew that it wasn't me wanting her to pass, but it was me knowing that when it did, a lot of good things would happen for the people that are still alive.
No, that makes sense. She probably was tired. She was like, the jig is up. She was over it.
Exactly.
I don't know the woman, but
if I put myself in her shoes, I would want the people I love to not have to do that for me.
Got it.
And I think a lot of people would feel that way as well.
Got it. That makes sense.
So yeah, it's like I feel very centered and okay, and still loving of my grandmother as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And then your dad, on the other hand, was very rapid and quick, and that's a parent.
Yes.
So I feel like, well, I don't know if it's true, because I haven't lost a parent yet. I've just been preparing myself for it my whole life. No. But I kind of feel like it's this life-altering event.
It is. It's huge.
Yeah. So how do you talk to us about that? How do you,
Well, another thing I want to ask, do you have siblings?
I'm an only child.
I'm an only child as well.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's going to hit you even harder.
Thanks, Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's like an edible hitting when you haven't eaten for a while.
Got it, okay. And my
It's
dad,
just like, it's gonna hit you even harder.
My dad's had 3 bypasses. I'm like, how is he still alive? I'm
Oh
surprised
my
he's
God.
still alive.
Well, I'm glad he's still alive.
I mean, me too, but it's like, but anyway. But like,
Okay.
yeah, like, okay, so it hits you hard. And I assume you're still dealing with it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm doing better now, definitely. And I've sort of more recently come to a place where I actually have allowed myself to love my dad a lot more.
Aww.
Which is because, like, we had a lot of issues. We were not on speaking terms. We had a lot of, for like years before he passed away, like, we had a very bad relationship. But I've since come to, like, appreciate him a lot more and like, be grateful for the time that I had with him and be grateful for the positive qualities that he did have.
Nice.
And so I've more recently gotten to a place where I can feel good in knowing this and feeling that.
Wow, and how long did that take you? How long did it take you to get to that place?
I mean, years. I mean,
Okay.
it takes a while.
I can imagine.
It's also that I wasn't terribly close with my dad's side of the family. And so I lived in a state where anytime I was talking to people that knew him, it was almost always from my mom's side of the family, who I love my mom,
Yeah.
but like, it wasn't a loving conversation. But recently, I reconnected with my dad's side of the family. I went to my, like a great aunt's birthday, and I was just surrounded by family that I hadn't seen in years. It was such a wonderful day, and it was the first time in a while that I heard people speaking about him positively
Oh, that's lovely.
in a long time, and I didn't realize how much I missed that.
Got it, that makes
And
sense.
how much I was actually not sort of hiding, but a little afraid to talk about my dad lovingly. And I didn't realize that until I was like met with that. And I was like, oh, this is a thing I didn't even know I needed.
Got it. And then I guess, did you do any like counseling to get to this point, or like did you?
Oh yeah, no, I've
mental health thing?
therapy. Yeah,
Okay, so you did the whole gambit.
Yeah.
Okay, so like grief counseling, therapy, anything else? We like to give people tips.
Yeah,
so they can-
see therapist, journal, like get words out, whatever is going on, get it all out.
Got it.
Let all the yarn be untangled.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah.
The yarn be untangled. Do you feel different now? I heard people say they feel different when they have a parent pass away.
Yeah.
Aww.
Well, yeah, it would be weird if I was like, nah, I'm pretty much the same guy.
No, but like, do you feel more adult? I'm a millennial. I'm like, are we adults? No.
I'll say a very dark answer, which is that I feel more alone. It's like, it's like you definitely feel like a pillar from your Parthenon has been taken away.
Got it. Does it make you want to have kids or something?
I mean, I've always wanted to be a parent. It's like, I don't think that's altered that part of me.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, that's interesting.
No.
I'm just asking for advice for myself.
Do you want to have kids one day?
No, I don't want children. But I was
Okay.
like, well, maybe if my parents passed away, I want to carry on some fake legacy. But yeah, I never wanted kids.
Interesting.
I decided at a young age, I was like, this seems like work.
Yeah.
I also have cats, which I don't know. I feel like I'm those catless ladies that JD Vance man talked about.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But I mean, no, not catless, childless cat lady.
Yeah. Childless cat lady.
Yeah, childless cat lady. But I'm African. I feel like I might get a baby from somewhere. My daddy's like, I feel like my dad's like, there's a baby for you in Liberia. I'm like, no, there's not. I'm like, somebody might give me a child. You never know. That's what I feel, like a cousin of somebody. I feel like that might happen. Anyway.
That's so funny.
You don't think that's gonna happen?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've been told there's a baby somewhere, and I'm like, I don't even know.
Have you actually been told that? There's a baby somewhere that just needs you?
Yeah, like I think I might get it. Like children, people appear. Like they'll come from Liberia, they disappear, and they're like, you might have to take care of somebody at some point. So I just think if I really needed something, I would have it, and it would be a relative. Like, you know what I mean?
That's so funny.
I'm good right now, though.
I have such a different experience of Africa.
Oh wait, what part of the
Sudan.
Sudan. Oh, that's different.
Yeah, that's
different.
east.
Yeah,
it's way
Y'all
east.
some different scams.
Yeah.
Is your mom still in Sudan when she's here? Obviously.
No, my mom is in London.
Oh, okay, cool. I like that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I have family here in Edinburgh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mom's little brother, yeah.
Dude, the Africans
and his
be
family,
everywhere.
They're everywhere. No, I went to a Sudanese restaurant yesterday.
Really?
It's a wonderful, give it up for a shout out to Nile Valley Cafe.
Nice. I gotta check that. Well, I'm not Sudanese. I need to.
You can still go. It's
no,
beautiful.
I can still. The Nigerians been stalking me here. They're like, oh, American sister. I'm like, hey, how you doing, Nigerians? You know they up to no good. No, they're joking.
She said that. That wasn't me.
No, I'm gonna go to the Sudanese restaurant. Support.
It's a wonderful place.
Support the continent. Okay, cool. I love that. I love the little African community here in Scotland.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I love that. I love when just show up in random places. Okay, well, thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Any other like parting tips for people like who just went through this? Like,
make sure it's the right parent that dies. No, that's crazy.
Oh,
No. That was crazy.
True, though.
That was crazy. No.
We all have the parent we love the most.
No, but yeah, like talk to your friends, take care of yourselves, drink water. Well, yeah.
You gotta drink water.
You gotta drink water.
Anyway, thank you, Lucas.
Thank you very much.
Woo! I'm here with Gabby Douglas. Wait, that's not your name, right? Wait, what's your last name, Gabby?
My performer name is Gabby Jordan Brown.
Oh my God! What is Gabby Douglas?
I feel like is she like a tennis
she's
player?
like a famous person. Okay, so Gabby, I'm here with Gabby Jordan Brown. Sorry, I don't know why I said Gabby. I was really assured that your name was Gabby Douglas.
Yes, I'm famous athlete, Gabby Douglas. Is she?
Yeah, she's like she be doing something. Ice skating? No.
Yeah, you got me
Something.
confused because my athletic bod.
But I'm here with Gabby Jordan Brown at the Fringe, doing a show with Lucas.
Yes.
Who we just saw on the last segment of We're Done Here. But yeah, tell us how you got into comedy. I feel like I see you all the time. I actually don't know much like about your origin story.
How did I get into comedy? I really liked comedy from like a young age. I did my first set when I was 10.
Oh, I love that.
I went up at like I think my parents saw that I had like a fleeting interest in comedy, so they put me in this little like comedy class for kids. It was called Kids in Comedy.
No, that's so cute.
I think it was like on 18th Street or something.
Okay.
And I didn't do it for very long because weirdly I was kind of shy, but I went up and I just improvised like 3 minutes about ice.
Oh, like not actual ice.
Yeah,
not
ISIS.
Okay.
The immigration agency, like ICE. And then I did like a 4th grade talent show where I had some bangers as well.
Nice.
But then I didn't get back into it for a while. I was like weaving around. I was doing acting and then I was doing improv. And then only when I was 25, after sort of like a breakup, did I get back into comedy.
Oh, a breakup led to the that's so like, I love how that was the reason why you got into it. Cool. So you've been doing it for a while now?
Yeah, it's been about 5 years consistently where I've been like hitting the mics and stuff. And then obviously there was the COVID year where less and less of that. But yeah, it's been about 5 years.
Where we were on Zoom and then in the street and then
yeah.
And I know you from like the roast battle scene, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah. You host a lot of Dan Wick's roast.
Yes.
Who was on this podcast for what I thought was autism, but is Tourette's. Yeah. Check out his episode.
I'm sure it's both.
Yeah, right? I'm like, damn. Can we just be a little clear right now? We are in the park, so there's a lot of ambiance here.
Yeah.
And so is this your first time at the Fringe? How did you come here?
This is my first time at the Fringe. I've literally always wanted to do the Fringe.
Oh, I love that.
When I was a kid, I grew up around a lot of theater, and I was like a real theater girly. So people would talk about doing the Fringe. I was like, I want to do that. I want to go to Scotland, wherever the fuck that is. Right? And I would say I wanted to do it, and then Lucas did it 2 years ago.
He did?
Lucas and I wrote a podcast called Two Nosy Meerkats, and then I think I had been saying to him, like, I want to go to the Fringe in some capacity.
Yeah.
He was like, do you want to just do a split bill? And I was like, of course.
Yeah, okay.
No one knows our podcast out here. It's pretty funny. Some people know Lucas from TikTok, but we just do, we each do like 25 minutes of stand-up, and then we fix your life.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Okay, kind of like We're Done Here, but not really. We're Done Here just gives advice in a weird way.
That's what we do. A little bit.
Oh, okay, great. But that brings us to our topic today, which is guilt.
Yeah.
So talk about this, Gabby. What do you mean guilt?
I just feel like I have a lot of random guilt. So I definitely had undiagnosed ADHD as a kid. Tale as old as time. Every comedian fucking has it, right?
Samesies.
But I would like rock back and forth in my chair very aggressively when I was like in 3rd grade because it was the only way I could pay attention.
Yes.
And the teachers would be like, you're being bad. It's like you're misbehaving.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I feel like it made me feel like a bad person.
Yes.
And I take a lot of that mentality into my life where I feel like if I get in an argument with a friend and I've made a mistake, it's like, oh, what, you want me to fucking kill myself? Like,
yeah, that's true.
And it's very unhealthy. And I've been thinking about my like obsession with morality lately, because like I feel like I'm just like the way drug addicts chase heroin, I'm like chasing the high of being right.
Yeah.
I want to be right so bad, and I'll never know if I'm right.
As my ex-boyfriend says, no one cares if you're right, Meka.
Well, he's wrong.
He's wrong. I care. Right.
Yeah.
Ex-boyfriend. Okay.
If you're wrong, if you're right, you're right. And if you're wrong, you're alone in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
But people, it's actually a really weird thing. Like, people don't care about who's right and who's wrong. It's all about how they feel in the moment. But I really identify with something you said when being like an undiagnosed ADHD kid, because teachers really punish you. So you're kind of said like, oh, I'm a bad person, I'm a screwed up person, like kind of thing, because you're not acting like they want you to act. But in a sense, they are not tolerant. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel like now there's a bit more of an understanding that like kids with ADHD, it's just a different way of learning. Like
yes.
Kids have to run around in order to learn. I used to tutor a kid with ADHD, and it was in my Hebrew school, I tutored him. I used to make him run back and forth in the hallways saying the words to all the prayers so he could memorize them, because he couldn't memorize them when he was just sitting.
No, that makes sense.
He had to do something physical, and then when he went into the temple and like actually said them, the teacher was like, I've never seen him know the prayers before.
Well, probably because you weren't teaching him right.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what other ways does your guilt manifest?
I think I feel this sense of like in relationships that I'm always somehow hurting people.
Oh, wait, is that true or is it?
It's true. But I don't mean to. I feel like people say like follow your heart, but
yeah.
The minute I follow my heart, I feel like, well, this is going to end badly. Like,
wait. So what do you be doing? Tell me. Not to tell your business. Well, you're here to tell your business.
I fall in love, and then the relationship will get difficult. Like the other person will have an intense well of like feelings that I feel like the minute I feel like I can't help or I'm making things worse, I'm like, well, I should just back out. Like I should leave then because all I can do is make it worse.
So you're not following through. Yeah,
sure.
And you're basically not you're not wanting to go over anything that's too difficult.
Well, it's like the other person, if they're so angry at me for something I did, it's like I feel genuinely like, how can I make it better if I'm the one who fucked it up to begin with?
Well, you can work on yourself.
I guess that's
not
true.
to be that person, but all right.
No, you got my ass. You got my ass. Yeah.
But also that's where the guilt comes in. So essentially, it's kind of like this self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
A little bit.
Until you work on, you're guilty because you're not able to work through you making someone feel bad or a difficult time period, but you're feeling guilty about that. So it seems like the solution is to just work on getting through having difficult conversations.
Yeah, although I will say, are you familiar with like attachment style, like anxious and avoidant?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm more of the avoidant, but I tend to date people who are highly, highly, highly anxious.
Oh.
And what very anxiously attached people will do is they will engage in maladaptive behavior where they will seek reassurance at all times.
Oh.
So sometimes people will try and have conversations that are honestly like not helpful or not productive.
Yeah, they just want the validation.
Yes. And then me, in my situation, I'm like, okay, well, if you want that, maybe you should date another anxious person who wants to, you guys can talk for 6 hours a day and then I don't have to fucking deal with you.
No, that's true. But also you're a lesbian.
Yeah,
so
I have dated some men though, and men do that
shit. Oh, the same thing with men too? You know, I feel like lesbians link up, like, you guys link up.
We do.
Like you guys are
the more I've dated, the more I've realized men and women are literally exactly the same.
Oh, they are? I heard, well, I don't know. I heard that the lesbians moving quickly, but maybe that's not true.
The lesbians do move quickly, but like if you gave the man the opportunity to move quickly, he would move even more quickly and he'd want to wear your skin.
Also, yeah, they're very clingy.
They're so clingy. Oh my God.
I don't like them. No, I mean, I like them, but in moderation.
I am in a relationship now that's like really nice. I'm dating a girl who like we're in an open relationship, which I haven't done.
Okay,
which
nice.
I haven't done before, and I don't know. Like she's very. The thing I like a lot about her is that I feel like I can express my feelings to her, and I don't feel bad.
Got it. So this might be the vibe. This might be how. But like, what happens if something difficult happens? Are you gonna work through it, or?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
the big thing when I am open to having difficult conversations, the big thing is I don't have the answers to the test. So like, if I say something and the other person fucking freaks out, my first instinct is gonna be to like placate them, be like, you know what? Actually, fuck everything I said. Never mind. I take it all back because I don't want you to be upset.
No, that's avoiding confrontation.
Right, exactly. I know.
You gotta embrace the confrontation.
And it does come from somewhere. It comes from like, I think I had like pretty emotional parents and I always wanted to make them feel better.
I love how we're getting to the bottom of it. Got it.
I'm a therapist kid, you got it.
God.
Yeah.
Those are the worst. I heard those are the worst parents. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, because I mean, they really leave the compassion at work. I'll tell you that.
Okay, this is interesting.
My mom I love her very much, but I tease her a lot. Like she would, she worked really hard. She would have like 12, 13-hour days of seeing patients. She'd come home and be like, I don't want to deal with shit. Please.
No, I mean, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, oh yeah. So that's interesting. It seems like you've done a lot of work on this guilt topic.
Yeah.
You're trying to like figure it out. And honestly, it seems like you need to date better people.
Yeah.
And the person that you're dating now seems like a better person. Just maybe, I don't know.
I think it's more, I mean, all the people I've dated, I've really loved as people. Like I'm still friendly with a lot of my exes and the ex I had for 4 years, she and I are like really close friends.
Oh, I love that.
Which that is lesbian.
Yeah.
The men can't do it. I want them to, but they can't.
No, they just want to hook up all the time.
I know.
Like they can't they can't bifurcate.
Well, they have to see you as people in order to be your friends.
And
So
men can't see. I
I
have a few male friends that see me as people, but
yeah.
Most of them.
I got the one. I'm doing the show with him. So
yeah.
Nice.
Lucas is a nice man.
That's why everyone thinks he's gay, because he's nice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. It's like, he's nice. He must be a gay man. No, it's so funny.
Yeah.
But all right, but it seems like in this relationship, since it seems a little bit more healthier, maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was true. We're insinuating here when we're done here.
Yeah.
Maybe if you guys have a difficult conversation, you can work through it and not feel guilty. Because I identify with you in the sense, not because I love having difficult conversations, but like I'm known to like not be bossy, but I will yell at someone. I will curse somebody out.
Yeah.
And through the years, I've learned to curse people out less because I was feeling really guilty about it. Like I didn't have to blow up like that.
Yeah.
But that's just how, and I felt better after me blowing up. But then I was like, oh, this person doesn't feel better after me blowing up. So how do I work on how I react to things so I don't feel this guilt about my lack of control around my reactions?
That's huge. And I do want to clarify, like, I don't think necessarily that the person I'm dating now is like a better person than my other exes. I think it's more that like I crave a very high level of self-sufficiency in a partner.
Yes.
And sometimes with the girl I'm dating now, it might even be to a fault because we're very independent. Like, I'm sure if we stayed together a long time, like maybe we'd even get too independent. Maybe we would even
I understand.
float apart. And I think sometimes with certain like connective things, like I feel this sense of responsibility for how someone else feels. So if someone is looking to me for reassurance, I feel like I can't give it, and I feel helpless, and I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, but
okay, Scotland. Okay. I was thinking about there's no guns here.
Yeah, what was that? But
probably
anyway.
a pipe bomb.
Yeah, a pipe. A pipe bomb. But I like what you said. Okay, that makes sense. That's it. But you have to, because at the end of the day, we're supposed to take care of each other, right?
Yes, and I want to get better at it. You know, but the thing is that I think to take care of somebody else, you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to learn how to take care. And something I've had to unlearn a lot is that external validation, whether that's from people, career, money, friends, whatever, it can't replace internal validation.
That's
because
true.
that can all go away. Like we know in comedy we can be killing it one day, and then the next week we have no gigs.
Yeah, no gig. Or like you could be like, imagine making it all the way to the top of comedy, and then like 3 years later nobody remembers your name.
People, and many have done so.
And many have done that.
Yeah. Remember that fucking like all the people from Last Comic Standing? I feel like they win, and then where are they now?
Nowhere.
They were the top of the world. Like it just happens to people all the time. But if you have a certain amount of like self-confidence and things that can sustain you, then I feel like you can move forward. And I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to like not take external validation. And it's such a fucking process, you know.
I believe that. I imagine that. And so it's interesting when you talk about the person you're dating now is not necessarily better, but like better for you in this sense. So you guys are so independent. I'm also like an avoidant attachment style.
Yeah.
And so like an anxious, I just avoid those people. But thank God men are so avoidant. Also,
yeah, that's true. Well, some of them are anxious, and the anxious men are scary.
I don't. Yeah, we do not. I can tell. I can spot them from a mile away. But I like the sense that it's also interesting. It's like, should you date people who are closer to your style, or is that other person going to teach you a lesson? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just talking shit at this point.
Yeah. I'm very grateful to have dated people with like different attachment styles, because I do think, you know, having to have tough conversations did make my life better. And it took my 4-year relationship for me to realize that, like, I can express my emotions, and if the other person responds in a way that, like, I perceive as, like, them blowing up or going out of control, it doesn't necessarily mean I did something wrong.
Got it.
And that has taken me a long time, and it's still something I struggle with a lot in conversations with people. And I'm sure it's why I like dating the person I'm dating now, because she's so calm. I'll just say anything. She's like, okay. and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I totally get it. I like a chill dude. These dudes aren't chill, but a chill chick would be cool as well. Yeah.
Are the Scottish dudes chill? Do you know?
So I don't find them that attractive. So I haven't, but I'm going to make out with one before I leave.
Okay, yeah, you got to test the waters.
I did go on a date with a warlock yesterday, but he was Italian. Anyway, it's
What's
weird.
a warlock?
I don't know. It's kind of weird. So he wasn't really a warlock. So he was like a museum curator, which I thought was normal, but of human skulls. And then he was like a wiki man. He was really into tarot card reading. And then we walked through a graveyard. It was a lot.
So he's a crypt keeper.
Kind of, sort of.
Love
But
that.
he was like giving like witch things, like witch vibes. And I'm like, whatever. I thought he was Scottish. I was like, but of course I thought he was cute because he wasn't Scottish. So I'm going to find a cute Scottish man.
We're gonna find a cute Scottish man. We're gonna go to a bar. Are you Scottish? Are you Scottish? No. Yes. All right. You come here.
I don't know why I don't like them, but there has to be one I like. There has to be one I find.
Otherwise, you're xenophobic.
I know. I was like, I don't like. I was like, otherwise, I was like, you look too white. But I'm trying.
They're very white. That's the problem.
They're a little too white, but I'm gonna try.
It's pretty white here. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm gonna try. There might be a black Scottish man. We don't know.
We don't. Oh my God! I saw someone who was Chinese speaking with a Scottish accent.
See?
I know it happens all the time.
I'm gonna find me one of those.
I know it happens all the time. Was still
no shade to the white dudes. I like all the flavors of the rainbow. I think I just hit my peak of whiteness. I didn't know that. Like, I was like, actually, yeah. For me, it gotta be a little something.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Have you met any Scots? Or?
Have I met any Scots? Not really. I've been like, there was one person, but I think she was British.
Okay.
And then there was an American who was also doing a show here who I saw at tech rehearsal and I immediately fell in love with. But it feels like a Romeo and Juliet situation because our show times are at complete opposite times. I'm like, I'm sorry, I am in love with you, but I am not coming to your 11 p.m. show. So
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Gabby.
Thank you for having me on, Meka. This was a pleasure.
Yeah, and this has been the Ed Fringe edition of We're Done Here. Woohoo!
Yeah.